welcome to episode 25 of Pumpkin Fest, and we are back with another store-bought episode. And I know we said we were done with these, but you know, when you just happen to run into pumpkin items in December, you just have to buy. And also, I'm very excited for this one because it is not only by my favorite pumpkin brewing company of the pumpkin season, but it is also a stout. Buffalo Bill's Darkest of the Fill. Darkest of them all, Black Pumpkin Oatmeal Stout. If you were watching the past pumpkin season, you'd realize that pretty much I had no faith in almost near to all of the pumpkin items that I'd gotten. I kind of was disappointed by a lot of the stouts. They kind of just really left me feeling empty, either or. So now that we got one by the best company, let's see if they can succeed. It's definitely not on the heavier side. The other ones were ranging a little, definitely more towards the 9 to over 10% range when it comes to alcohol. So at a little bit under 8, I'm remaining a little bit optimistic. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Ooh, without a doubt, the smoothest one. I mean, first off, let me just get this out the way. This has the coolest design out of all of them. This was hitting at my total wine in the back, and I thought there was no more pumpkin beer left over. And here we go. So already right off the bat, the 8%, you almost taste it. Towards the end, you get the light hints of the alcohol, but up front, you get the nutmeg. Very light hints of clove. Let me see what they describe it as having. A creamy oatmeal stout with rich layers of pumpkin spice and chocolate notes. Okay, so already right off the bat, it's more dark chocolate than anything. I wish there was a little bit more pumpkin to it. I think probably it is the best tasting pumpkin stout that I've had this year, but it is not the best, it doesn't have the most pumpkin flavor to it. I thought the Yeti stout was definitely heavier in the pumpkin range, but it was just so heavy in the alcohol. But I don't know, maybe if I pound it, I'll taste a little better. I'm taking big chugs because I'm kind of in a rush, but okay. As it goes down, and it gets a lot smoother. The pumpkin is very subtle, pretty much like any other stout. It's basically typical, strong on the chocolate, very strong on the dark chocolate. But for some reason, I'm just not getting that much pumpkin, which is very disappointing. Very disappointing that I'm not getting that much pumpkin. But I do enjoy the taste overall. I wish I wasn't in a rush so that way I could just more enjoy this. But as a stout, it's actually more than enjoyable. If you have to come across it, I would recommend picking it up. But as a pumpkin item, oh, let's just say I'm glad I didn't get this during Pumpkin Fest because it might have been a little more disappointing as opposed to drinking it now in December. But I didn't just want to have one item that I just purchased out of nowhere. I wanted to get 2 items for today. And what we have is Bare Naked Granola. I was originally going to have a versus episode where I just compared items, but unfortunately I ate my first bag of granola from a different company. I believe it was Target brand. But this one I came across in Target late December, and I was like, well, pumpkin, gotta have it. And unfortunately, I opened it up right before the video, so I can't do the freshness open reveal, but trust me when I say, I just opened this today. Our pumpkin granola gives you the autumn vibes with smooth white chocolate, pumpkin seed, and wart spices. Basically, oats, pumpkin seeds, and cinnamon. Nutmeg and ginger. So basically, nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon are basically the only items that are really making this a pumpkin. And the pumpkin seeds. But here we go. Right off the bat, cinnamon and nutmeg right to the gut. And because they do a heavy amount of actual pumpkin seeds, you do get that pumpkin seed flavor more than anything. It says there's white chocolate on here. I was expecting more of that creamy pumpkin flavor because of that. You're not really getting it. Let me wash this down. The alcohol is, like all stouts, the alcohol is getting stronger towards the end. Let me get that chocolate with this chocolate. Okay, so overall as a snack, I'm not a big fan of granola. But this is definitely one of the better ones. It's not overwhelming with the spices they have. But much like the beer, these are two items that, as pumpkin items, they're kind of really underwhelming. The pumpkin spice really is in there. I don't see this appealing to people that don't like pumpkin, and people that do like pumpkin. I have a hard time seeing enjoying this or coming back for it. Because, yeah, the pumpkin seeds are in there, but they're minimal. The first the bite I got was a heavy amount of pumpkin seeds, but as I go through, they're actually pretty sparingly in there. You can't really see. But yeah, bare naked, limited batch. I could keep it that way. I think the original pumpkin spice granola brand that I had earlier was a lot more enjoyable than the Target brand. So if you ever come across that later for next year, I would recommend that over this one. I mean, this one, I said, it is fine. That's the thing, it's just fine. We had some great pumpkin items this year, so I think to settle for something that's minimal in pumpkin flavor is overall okay in granola taste. It really doesn't even give you the sweetness of that much chocolate. I don't always see something picking up, so I give the Bare Naked Granola a 2.5 out of 5. I'm gonna finish it, don't worry. I'm cheap like that. And then the Black Pumpkin Stout, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 5. On the pumpkin meter, it'd probably be a 2.5 out of 5, but overall as a beer, I just really enjoy the stout that I keep finding myself coming back to it. All right. Ooh, okay, that face is. That face is telling you the truth. I can't lie to you. This is a 2.5 out of 5. But alright, I will see you guys next time for a homemade review again. But thank you for joining me on this episode of Pumpkin Fest, and I'll see you next time.